From stories across the globe to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Sharifa Tahir.
And I'm Tariq Iftiarachi. First, a look at the stories making the headlines this evening.
The Prime Minister venerates the sacred tooth relic. An extraordinary Gazette notification on public security. Former Prime Minister bids farewell to the nation. The Prime Minister reiterates that maximum measures will be taken to safeguard government servants. Thunder showers are expected in many provinces in the island in the next few days. His Holiness the Pope engages in a tour of Japan.
We move on to those and other stories in detail now. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has venerated the historic sacred tooth relic this morning. The newly appointed Prime Minister has worshipped the sacred relics as a traditional ritual following commencement of duties. The Prime Minister was welcomed by Diyavadana Nilame Pradeep Nilangadala. Thereafter, a special puja was held on behalf of the Prime Minister. Later on, the Prime Minister has placed a note in the special guest's book. The Prime Minister was the leader who has made the most number of notes in this book. Minister Bandula Gunawardena and Parliamentarian Kehelia Rambukwala have also graced the occasion. The Prime Minister, upon veneration of the sacred tooth relic, has met Mahanayaka of the Malvata chapter, Most Venerable Thibbatu Ave Sri Sumangala Thera in Malvatu Viharaya. The Mahanayaka Thera has also presented a souvenir to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has also met and received the blessings of Anunayaka of the Malvata chapter, Venerable Dimbul Kumbure Vimaladhamma Thera. Thereafter, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has arrived at the Askiri Mahaviharya and engaged in religious observances. Anunayaka of the Askiriya chapter, Venerable Anamaduwe Dhammadasi Thera, and the main Vinsat Vargika Karaka Sangha Sabha have chanted Jayapirit on the Prime Minister at the Mangala Uposita Garaya. Anunayaka of the Askiriya chapter, Venerable Anamaduwe Dhammadasi Thera, said that the two authorities of power of the President and the Prime Minister must jointly go forward. He added that a conducive environment has been created in the country for such a journey. The Venerable Thera has recalled that numerous problematic situations have arisen in the recent past. Sri Lanka has been ruled since the ancient times by brothers who were united. The Anunayaka Thera added that certain groups may express numerous opinions in this connection. Political families were engaged in the administration of the country earlier as well. Since the ancient times, a group who were appropriate for the administrative structure had been lined up throughout history. Taking into consideration of this fact, he added that the present situation could be introduced as a most appropriate development.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that new legislation have to be passed to protect government officials who implement the state policies. He was addressing a ceremony held in connection with the opening of a two-story Dhamma school building in Rangwala Gedara Sri Bodirukkarame in Virambu Gedara in Kurunagala. The Prime Minister, upon arriving at the Ranwala Gedara Sri Bodirukkarame, was engaged in an amicable discussion with the Chief Judicial Sanghanayaka of America, Venerable Katugastota Uparathana Thera. Thereafter, the Prime Minister has declared open the Dhamma school building construction on the financial contributions of businessman Ranjit Veerasinghe. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said that Lalit Veeratunga and Anusha Palpita were compelled to languish in prison for several weeks for taking measures to implement an order given by him as President to distribute silk clothing during the Buddha Jayanti ceremony on a proposal by Mahanayaka Theras. The President added that a case is still in progress in this regard. The President added that the country had then fallen into such a situation. Therefore, it is necessary to safeguard the public servant, and government will take the responsibility to do so. The Prime Minister further said that special act has to be brought in this connection. He added that, however, today there is a government with a minority. In the present government, the majority is the opposition, as there are lesser government members. The Prime Minister has pointed out that both groups should act in cooperation in the next 3 months until they prepare for an election. The Prime Minister further said that the people have given them a mandate, therefore they have to act according to this mandate. Businessman Ranjit Veerasinghe has also presented a souvenir to the Prime Minister. A large number of people's representatives, including Minister Johnston Fernando, also attended the event.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has called upon Mahanayaka of the Amarapura Nikaya, Most Venerable Kottagoda Dhammavasa Thera, and received blessings at the Dharmapala Viharasthana in Mount Lavinia last evening. The Venerable Thera said on this occasion that he extends his best wishes for the President to liberate the country from the precarious situation it is facing today. The Mahanayaka Thera further said the President is compelled to conduct an onerous task by overcoming obstacles. Mahasangha of the Amarapura Nikaya and members of the Dayaka Sabha of the Viharya have also participated on this occasion. The Most Venerable Thera on this occasion has commented on the need to uplift the Buddha Dhamma and the languages of the country. He added that the crime rate has gone up today. The previous regime had attempted to contain the crime rate without success. The Venerable Mahanayaka Thera added that there are good and honest officials in the country. Cooperation of such officials should be sought to create a revival in the Sambuddha Sasana. The Most Venerable Thera also said that they have the same feeling towards Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim and Burgher and other communities. Therefore, brotherhood must be cultivated to create a virtuous society in the country.
Head of the Presidential Election Operations Bureau of the New Democratic Front, Tissatha Nayaka, says that the delay in handing over presidential candidacy to Sajith Premadasa has become a tremendous obstacle for his victory. Tissatha Nayaka made these remarks issuing a media release in connection with the election operating procedure. The Election Steering Bureau in Vauxhall Street was engaged in organizing election propaganda meetings, preparing of special occasions and organizing coordinating activities between the United National Front and its affiliated organizations. Athanayaka added that it is common knowledge of all party activists from Sajith Premadasa downwards that these work were conducted with maximum efficiency. However, the responsibility of implementing the party mechanism was rested with the party leadership. The communique further points out that all leaders in the party must honestly look into whether these responsibilities were carried out accurately or with appropriate management. Meanwhile, UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe has reiterated at a media briefing yesterday that he had duly fulfilled these duties entrusted to him and the party. UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe said that he could guarantee that the Sirikota party mechanism had functioned appropriately during the election period. None of the party officials had any financial obligations. All the members were given specific duties to perform. He added that he took charge of the responsibility to increase votes in the north and east. Ranil Wickremesinghe added that unfortunately the party's voter base in the south had dwindled, paving the way for the defeat of the party. Floral tributes were placed on the monument of late Minister Philip Gunawardena in Borolgoda Kosgama today. Chief guest on this occasion was Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. He said that on this occasion that a new program will be implemented for the safety and well-being of the working class. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that they hope to unleash a program on behalf of the working class through new programs to be implemented by the Ministry of Labour. Minister Chamal Rajapaksa has also paid floral tributes at the monuments of his parents in Madamulana today. On this occasion, the Mahasangha has chanted Pirit on Minister Chamal Rajapaksa. A ceremony to welcome Minister of Plantation Industries and Export Agriculture Ramesh Patirana was held in Galle town today. Mahasangha and a large crowd have attended the occasion. Minister of Plantation Industries and Export Agriculture Ramesh Patirana said that the present government is committed on the development of the Galle town and the entire economy of the country. He further said that the government will present future strategic in a precise, transparent manner by eradicating fraud and corruption. Minister Patirana further said that all in the cabinet, including the President, the Prime Minister, are hoping to extend their fullest support to the development march of the country. He also said that a new era of freedom, bringing the prosperity to the people, has commenced yesterday. Minister of Environment, Wildlife Resources, Lands and Lands Development, S.M. Chandrasena, was also engaged in religious observances in Anuradhapura today. He has received the blessings of Chief Incumbent of the Mirisavatiya Viharasthane, Venerable Itala Vatunavave Jnanatilaka Thera.
Funeral of former Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne was conducted with full state honours in Halyada Stadium in Dolua, Gampala this evening. D.M. Jayaratne, who has been a versatile politician in Sri Lanka, has passed away at the age of 88 years. He has functioned as a parliamentarian, cabinet minister and also as Prime Minister. Anunayaka of the Malwatha chapter, Venerable Dimbul Kumure Vimala Dhammathera, has delivered Panchasila at the commencement of the funeral ceremony. Thereafter, the Mataka Vastra Puja and Panvadima were performed. Anusasanas on this occasion were delivered by Anunayaka Thera of the Malwatha chapter, Venerable Niyangoda Vijitha Siri Thera, Anunayaka Thera of the Askiriya chapter, Venerable Anamadwe Dhammadas Thera, Mahanayaka of the Amrapura Mahanikaya, Most Venerable Kotugara Dhammavasa Thera, and Registrar of the Ramanya Mahanikaya, Venerable Ankumbare Pemavansa Thera. Speaker Karujayasuri said that the Sri Lankan parliamentarian has derived great strength and light as a result of D.M. Jayaratne. Younger parliamentarians were able to act without fear due to his influence. The speaker further said that his demise is an irreparable loss to their parliament. He added that D.M. Jayaratne was a reputed and gentlemanly politician who had loved his country. Messages of condolences of former President Maithripala Sirisena and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party were delivered by parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara. The condolence message of the United National Party was presented by parliamentarian Lucky Jayawardena. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said that he was able to have a close acquaintance with the late D.M. Jayaratne during the 1969-1970 period. He added that he had a friendship with the late Prime Minister for around 50 years. The Prime Minister said that the late politician was a revolutionary, a socialist and an honest statesman. He has commenced his political journey from the village council and elevated to the level of Prime Minister. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has recalled how the late D.M. Jayaratne had measured the lands of the upcountry people through the use of choir robes during the time of the land reform policies of Minister Kopak Kadua. He also said that as a Buddhist, he had loved members of other religious denominations. He also beloved a social worker and he had maintained friendship with MPs, ministers and the general public without any differences based on politics, party or otherwise. The Prime Minister has also remembered how he protected the government and how he had acted when the war was concluded. He was a tremendous source of strength to all.
අර්බුදවලදී ඕපක්ෂය රැකගත්ත හැටි කාටවත් අමතක කරන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ කියන එකයි මගේ විශ්වාසය.
Parliamentarian Anuradha Jayaratne said that he wishes to extend the thanks of his family, including his mother, to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who has paid his last respects to the remains of his father when they were brought to Parliament. He also said that D.M. Jayaratne had conducted his last political speech at a meeting of Gotabaya Rajapaksa in Gampala. He also said that it was Prime Minister who enabled the late father to live 7 more years by sending him to America for medical treatment in the year 2000. 2012. He added that he is grateful to the Prime Minister for this great favour.
දේශපාලන ගමනේ අපච්චිව අග්‍රාමාත්‍යවරයෙක් බවට පත් කරලා ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි 2012 අවුරුද්දේදී අසනීප වෙච්ච වෙලාවේ අපච්චිව ඇමරිකාවට යවලා අපච්චිට බෙහෙත් කරලා ඒ සියලු දේවල් කරපු අපේ කරු අග්‍රාමාත්‍ය මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමනි ඔබතුමා අද දිනේ ඒ විදිහට මේ ගෞරවය දක්වන්න මේ ස්ථානයට පැමිණියා. ඔබතුමා නිසා තමයි මම හිතන්නේ තව අවුරුදු 7ක් අපච්චි ජීවත් වුණා නම් ජීවත් වුණේ කියන එකත් මම මේ වෙලාවේදී සිහිපත් කරනවා.
An army gun salute was performed as a mark of honour on the late Prime Minister D.M. Thereafter, the funeral pyre was lit.
US Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Elena Teplitz, has issued a Twitter message following her discussions with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. The meeting has taken place in the President's office yesterday. The US envoy, in her message, adds that the meeting dealt on the creation of a prosperous and secure Sri Lanka, which safeguards the rights of all Sri Lankans to achieve economic development based on good governance. Meanwhile, President of Maldives, Ibrahim Mohamed Solih, has extended best wishes to Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa on his assuming duties as Prime Minister. The Maldivian President has pointed out that the Prime Minister has always remained a close friend of his country. He has reiterated that he will act to consolidate Sri Lanka-Maldives relations. Indian Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar has congratulated Minister of Foreign Affairs Dinesh Gunawardena on his appointment as Minister of Foreign Affairs. The Indian Foreign Minister has further stated in his Twitter message that he hopes to act in close collaboration with the new Sri Lankan Foreign Minister.
The Department of Meteorology predicts that showers or thunder showers may occur in many parts of the island after 2 p.m. It further forecast heavy rainfall exceeding 75 millimeters in the eastern, over Sabaragamu and western provinces, as well as in some locations in the Galle and Mathura districts. The meteorology report adds that intermittent showers or thunder showers could take place in the coastal areas from Kankesanthurei to Trincomalee via Pottuwil and also to Hambantota. Showers or thunder showers may also occur in other coastal and sea areas in the evenings or at night. The Meteorology Department also informs the general public to take precautions to minimize accidents that could occur at times of temporary winds and lightning at times of thunder showers. The department also enlightens especially the naval and fishing communities to take into notice of temporary but extremely rough sea conditions at times of provisional windy situations, when wind speed may increase between 70 to 80 kilometers per hour.
The Tri-Forces have been called to maintain public peace throughout the island. The order to summon the armed forces has been taken under the powers vested on the President according to the 12th clause of the Public Security Ordinance. The order has come into effect as of yesterday. The relevant extraordinary gazette notification in this connection was released yesterday. All constructions in all districts as well as the waterways around the island have come under the order. Measures have been taken to convene the armed forces to safeguard public peace following the repealing of the emergency laws imposed after a series of Easter Sunday attacks.
The Chudamanekya, with a gold base to be installed in the historic Ruwan Valley Mahasaya, is presently being placed in a special stall in the Ruwan Valley Mahasaya premises in Anuradhapura. The Chudamanekya, or the Gem Crest, was brought from the Atkanda Raja Mahaviharya in Kurunagala last night. The Chudamanekya was brought in procession from Atkanda Raja Mahaviharya. Religious observances on this occasion was conducted by the Mahasangha headed by Atamasthanaadhipati Venerable Dr. Pallegama Sirinivasa Thera. The Chudamanekya with golden footing will be worn on the Mahasaya on the 25th of this month. On the following day, the gold-plated pinnacle is scheduled to be unveiled.
The national consultation on innovative climate financing mechanisms for financial institutions in Sri Lanka took place at the Hilton residencies recently. The German ambassador to Sri Lanka, John Rode, was a chief guest. The key objective of this event is to strengthen the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals in Sri Lanka by bringing together the government and semi-governmental, bilateral and multilateral civil society partners to develop a common understanding of the latest trends, challenges and successes when mainstreaming, accessing and leveraging finances for climate change.
Solutions and services to your dreams and achieve with an eye on the facilitate investments via green recognition as one of Asia's
policies. I think this is part of that our
natural solutions and services to a customer.
And I think it represents a pivotal delivery channel of the Insure Resilience Partnership, which is a joint initiative of G20 to increase the resilience of poor and vulnerable people. In short, there are a lot of initiatives, but the message is we have to scale up our efforts, because you are the experts here what is happening in Sri Lanka, but I try to point a picture that globally I think the problem has been identified. We need to pour much more funds in it. We have scaled up in Germany, but there's much more to do. Very important meeting. Again, money talks, and I think the money has to flow in the right direction. If I received 4 weeks ago from the Ministry of Energy and Power a tender for a new coal plant, I don't have to tell you, for me it's not the way forward.
Minister Dallas Alha-Pirima was engaged in an observation tour in the Maharagama Youth Service Council yesterday. The minister on this occasion has requested the board of officials of the Youth Services Council to extend him support without differences to implement the Saubhagya program of the president. Minister of Education, Sports and Youth Affairs Dallas Alha-Pirima said that they respect differences in political opinions and added that the council may hold a political opinion which does not agree with the politics of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. However, the minister said that any such contradictions should not become an obstruction in the process of amalgamate the Saubhagya vision to the Sri Lankan youth. The minister further said President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has a good vision. He added that the most well-versed leader in the country has become the Prime Minister of the present president. The president has a good team. The problem with previous governments was that they did not have good teams. Minister Dallas Alha-Pirima said that they could rewrite history and add more chapters to the future. Parliamentarians P.L. Nishantha, Charita Herath and Lalit Piyum Pereira have also attended the event.
The Police Anti-Narcotics Bureau, in a raid conducted in Rajagiriya, has detected a haul of heroin weighing 13 kilos and 686 grams. 2 kilos and 24 grams of heroin were found when inspecting a motor bicycle. Upon examination of a male and female who travelled in the motorcycle, the Anti-Narcotics Bureau has been able to detect a further consignment of 11 kilos of heroin from the room where the two suspects were staying. Another suspect was taken into custody on this occasion. Meanwhile, a further consignment of Kerala cannabis was found in a search operation conducted in Manthai Mana, the contraband weighing 200 kilos and 165 grams. Two suspects have also been nabbed while inspecting a suspected cab. The Mana police is conducting further investigations. That's all the news we have for you tonight. The national news broadcast will return tomorrow, and until then, a very good night to you all.